Hey guys, so I got a treat for you today. Something I've been working on for the last couple of weeks now. Earlier on in this channel we had a bunch of videos on filter problems, and the one that I came up with really wasn't that efficient. So lots of research and finally landed on one. We went ahead and made a DIY bead filter, one that's small enough to work with our system. Couldn't find anything on the internet as far as like buying one for myself that was both effective and cheap. So like always, we went ahead and made one. I'm figuring since you guys are checking out this video, you want to make one too. We're gonna do it a little bit differently than the way we set up the DIY Venturi. This time around I'm just gonna kind of show you what I did, but I'm not gonna build it in front of you. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, let's go over how this works. It's a solids and biological filter, which means it traps the solids and it has a place for all the nitrifying bacteria to kind of congregate and colonize. It also has a backwash, which means that it intakes air during the outflow of waste that turbulates the environment inside of it. That way it knocks off old bacteria and kind of frees up the solid waste so that it goes down to the bottom to come out. Now, I am not an artist, but you guys are just going to have to forgive me. So what we want is a container. We want to fill that container with K1 media, and we want to have some sort of way for an air bubble to be pulled inside. That way it starts to move those K1 media around. At the same time, we want an outflow that does the waste, and then we want it to finally go to the bed. So how this one works is the water comes up from the pump from the sump tank or your fish tank, however you have it set up, comes in through the bottom, or at least as low as possible on this tank, and as the water goes up it only has one place to go, which is out this top tube. Therefore it pulls the K1 up to the top of the canister, and all of that solids waste gets trapped and doesn't come out through the top. And then once you want to backwash it, which is every 2 to 3 days depending on how much waste and how much your system produces waste, you want valves set up so that you can stop the flow coming in, you can stop the air that's going to be pulled back in through the top, which is not what you want, and you want a one-way valve that's right here. And we will go over that process here in a little bit. But basically, I took stuff that was online, I've taken stuff that other people have made, and I made it into a smaller, more practical, and pretty much a good looking filter, if I don't say so myself. Alright, so let's get into why you guys are here, how to build it. First of all, you need to go online, you need to order up some of this K1 media. Amazon was the cheapest place I could find it. I went out to the store, I think I got it like True Value. The canister that I'm using is a high density polyethylene canister that's used to spray insecticide. It's brand new. I went and washed it a couple of times, rinsed it a couple of times, and let it air out prior to putting it in the system. But it was perfect. It comes with a tight seal, it's supposed to be pressurized, and it has this little valve up here for the line that comes out that you can spray stuff with. And all you have to do with it is just give it a push with something small and it opens it up and the air will be sucked in. Okay, so same grommets that we used last time. Cut 3 holes into the sides, one for the inlet, one for the outlet, and then one for the waste drain. On the inside I used a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch adapter, non-threaded, and then just a 90-degree angle down here. That way it pulls from the bottom and doesn't suck any of these K1 media up and out of the system. And then up here I used another 1/2 inch to 3/4, and I took aluminum screen mesh for like the window screens, and I just slammed it in there. I did have to poke some holes the first time I did run it. It got pretty backed up pretty quickly, so I poked some holes in it, and ever since it's been fine. On top of that, you're going to need 3 ball valves, and that's basically it. So once you cut the holes in the sides, get the grommets in. After you get the 1/2 inch into the grommets, I had a difficult time getting this 90-degree and this adapter on because I couldn't fit my hand inside of the tank, but I just used common sense and got through it and fixed it, and we're good now. Once you get it all hooked up and ready to go, you literally just have to close the thing, hook it up to your system, and just press play. It does take about a month to 3 months for that colony to mature, but this is supposed to be a lifelong filter. You shouldn't have to replace it. All you have to do is backwash it every once in a while, and maybe disconnect it and shake it around and get the waste out of it. You could also seal the top. I didn't do that because it's a prototype and I want to be able to get into it if I want to make any changes. But that being said, it's been working pretty good. I haven't had any problems with it. It hasn't backed up. And overall I am very, very happy with it. Alright, so this is basically how you backwash it, how you clear it out after it's gotten all of its stuff in there. What I have to do is kind of do a couple things at the same time. So I have to turn off this valve and at the same time turn off the pump, close the outgoing valve. So then I just take something to push, which is going to release airflow into the little hose that I have in there, which is going to produce the bubbles, and that's going to be pulled because of the gravity of the water. Alright, so you ready? And it shouldn't really drain if I open it. There you go, I can hear it bubbling. Then after you get it backwashed a little bit, you can open the top. So that's basically it. It takes a couple of minutes for it to actually drain all the way, and then you can just throw that water into your garden outside. We've been doing this kind of silent drain that's been going on for a while, and just as an update, it's still working perfectly. And it also clears out my air pump stones every time it goes off. So 2 for 1. I like it. We got some plecos in there now, and they already destroyed the algae colony that was going on in here. I thought it was going to take them forever. It took them 2 days. Now it's clean and clear as a whistle. Well, thank you for stopping by and watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe already, and those of you that have subscribed, thank you. I really appreciate it. See you soon.